Welcome back to Newsday. We're crossing live now to Ekiti State, where our senior correspondent, Tokunbo Oyetunji, will be joining us for an update on the APC governorship primaries in Ekiti State. Tokunbo, good to have you join us on the program. Bring us up to speed. What's the latest and what's the mood like where you are?
Thank you very much, Tokunbo, for joining us here in Ekiti. We're right at Ado Ekiti, really, like it is in several other parts of the state. 16 local government council areas in Ekiti State, the APC party primary for the June governorship election is just being rounded off at some of the polling the wards where the exercise took place or has been taking place, all day. It's actually started at about 8, 9 a.m. this morning, and this is just about 2 p.m. And if you go to any of the polling units now, the ward where the exercise is being conducted, you won't find the party faithful who had trooped out very early in the morning to actually queue behind their preferred aspirants, to elect them as the flag bearer of the party for the election come June. The places the venues are deserted now, and as I speak to you, from results from each of the centers, are ready, and they are going to be sent forward to the center where it will be collected, and later in the day or by tomorrow, we will know who exactly has emerged as the flag bearer of the APC for the governorship election coming in June. Tokunbo.
Well, Tokunbo, there are allegations that, the governor and his allies have hijacked the process. Any reactions from the governor so far?
Not yet, really. We've not been able to get across to the governor of the state, Mr. Kayode Fayemi, who is actually in his own community too, to actually participate in this whole process. But you could be rest assured that as soon as we're able to get a reaction from him, especially from some of those aspirants who said they were pulling out of the race because the fact that the governor and those working with him had perfected plans to actually create a space for one of them, which is Abiodun Oyebanji, to actually emerge as the winner of this contest. So we're expecting to actually get the reaction of the governor or his aides to talk to us on that allegation. Not yet, but as soon as we're able to talk to them, we'll let you know how exactly they have reacted.
And Tokunbo, which is the way forward now with these aspirants? Well, this particular aspirant saying that they're not getting their fair due in the electoral process. What do you think will happen? Is this something that will go to court, or is this something that the governor can settle?
Well, we've put this question across to. It's interesting you're asking me what's the way forward is really, but I can tell you that some of the party faithful especially the ones we have spoken with, have actually admitted that yes, there could be some kind of disagreement over such an exercise as this, and expectedly you expect that when you have a ruling party, such as APC in Ekiti State, the governor of the state is on his second term. So it's leaving. Definitely there will be several interests, several people who will be interested in succeeding him. Definitely, you don't expect the governor himself not to have some kind of support. But what some have been saying is that, of course, the governor should be like the way the politics is played right down here in Nigeria. The governor of a state is like the father of the party, so it's like a father to all, that the governor should remain neutral. But what these aspirants are saying is that Governor Fayemi has been seen to express open support, and his support, and those who work with him have been seen to express open support for one of them, which they disagree with. But some of the party faithful that we have spoken with are actually not bothered about the situation. They think it's a normal disagreement, a family affair, like they would normally put it, that they have a way of actually sitting down to address and ensure that the party presents a very strong candidate and support for him during the contest in June, because I actually put it across to them that now that you have some of these aspirants actually disputing the process, how do you think, don't you think this will be injurious kind of to the success of your party during the governorship election? They are not that perturbed. They are a bit worried that, okay, some people are not, some of the aspirants are not too happy with the process, but they are equally optimistic that the issues will be addressed and they would present a common front going forward into the governorship election in June.
And Tokunbo, what were your observations? Do you think the process was hijacked, as some of the members are claiming? What were your observations?
Well, hijack, I can't say that. That is the word of those aspirants who addressed journalists earlier. Of course, we're not part of it because we were, at another part of town, Ilawe Ekiti, really, which is in Ekiti South, monitoring the exercise. In some of the areas where we monitored, we can say that the exercise was good, because all we saw was, because let's take it from here. The chairman of the APC electoral committee sent into this, actually had a stakeholders meeting with all the relevant parties yesterday, where he intimated them about the process that party faithful who are able to present their party cards and voter cards, will be qualified to actually go to the venue, the polling center, to queue behind the poster of any of the aspirants that they think they want to elect as the flag bearer of the party. So in some of the centers we visited at Ilawe, that was exactly what we saw. But we must tell you that at two of those centers, only one aspirant, which is Mr. Biodun Oyetunji, whose poster was displayed at the centers. When the officials in charge called out other aspirants, nobody stood up to represent them. So it was only the poster of Mr. Biodun that we saw at Ward 5, even at Ward 7. And when I asked some of the party faithful about this, they were like, well, there was nothing they could do about it, because they had a time, there was a designated time for the exercise to hold, and by the time those officials in charge called out the aspirants and were nowhere to be found, they only found just one of them whose poster was displayed by his representative. They had to go on, and even at one of the wards, Ward 5, they actually told me that their leader, the leadership of the party in that ward, actually had decided much earlier before now that they were actually going to all queue behind this candidate. That's Mr. Abiodun, who is said to be supported by the governor of the state, Kayode Fayemi. So, from our observation, the exercise at those centers was actually rank or free. There was no issue at all, because security personnel were there, as well as officials from the Independent National Electoral Commission.
All right, senior correspondent Tokunbo Oyetunji, thank you so much for joining us. Oyetunji, thank you so much for joining us on Newsday.